What's up, everybody? Marvel the Cross 316 back with another comic book flashback. Today we are looking at the Avengers issue number 10. This issue came out in November of 1964, and today we're going to be seeing the first appearance of Immortus. He's a pretty unique villain here that the Avengers are going to clash with him today. And so we have, again, a classic issue, a very early issue of the Avengers as we continue to look at this series as we dive through Volume 1 of the Avengers. Today's title is The Avengers Break Up. Well, that's pretty shocking here. So, what's going to cause the Avengers to break up? And so, also, this story is brought to you by Stan Lee, who wrote this issue, and we have the art drawn by Don Heck here. And so we have some great stuff here. Don Heck did a fabulous job here in drawing the Avengers. And so let's go ahead now and start the issue. We have the Avengers basically battling each other. And this is not because they have any animosity towards each other. It's just because they basically are in a training scenario. And they're basically all the Avengers are trying to capture Captain America. It's a training scenario. The training scenario ends here as Thor was able to get Milner right around Captain America here. And so Captain America basically says, "Thanks for a great workout, boys, although I still think I should have been able to evade you for a full minute." And so they all gather. They're going to then meet in the meeting room here, and it looks like basically Giant Man is going to be the one that leads the meeting for this meeting here. And they basically come to the conclusion that they want to add Rick Jones as an official member of the Avengers. If you don't know who Rick Jones is, he's been a huge ally to Captain America these past few issues, ever since Captain America debuted in issue number 4. And so we see that Captain America has been training Rick Jones for these past few issues, and we see that Rick Jones is going to ask Captain America about joining the Avengers because he heard about it. But we see that Captain America is very cautious about adding Rick Jones to the Avengers, and the reason for this is because of the tragic death of his partner back in World War II, Bucky. And he just cannot tolerate another death, a close ally. And so for now, Rick Jones will not be added to the Avengers. In other news here, we see that we have the Masters of Evil. We have Baron Zemo, the Executioner, as well as the Enchantress, and they are dwelling on their last defeat. We saw that they tried to align themselves by using Wonder Man, and unfortunately, Wonder Man died last issue. And so while they're talking, all of a sudden we see the Enchantress starts to feel like there is a mental probe going on, and she's like, it's coming closer. All of a sudden, out comes this new villain named Immortus. And one thing that's unique about Immortus basically is that he can summon people from the past and bring them to the present to fight for him. He doesn't do much fighting at all, as we'll soon see when the Executioner tries to threaten the Immortus here. But we see that the power that he has is he can summon anybody, any historical figure from the past, even mythological creatures, as we'll soon see with Paul Bunyan, the giant, as the Executioner faces him and is able to defeat Paul Bunyan here. Basically, Immortus promises the Masters of Evil members here that he can help defeat the Avengers once and for all. Just give him some time. He'll focus on one particular Avenger, and that will be Captain America, as we soon see. And so the Masters of Evil, I mean, they've pretty much tried everything in the book so far. Why not try this out? And so they put an ad out in the newspaper basically saying that you can obtain superpowers, send no money, offer limited. And Rick Jones is the first person to see this. He goes to the location, meets Immortus here, And then as he sees behind him, it's Attila the Hun. And so we see that Attila the Hun tries to capture Rick Jones. Rick Jones uses that acrobatic skill that he's learned from Captain America, but Attila the Hun grabs Rick Jones. And then Rick Jones is going to be transported to the 18th century in London. And so that's another power that Immortus can do. He can send people back to the past. And so we see Captain America is searching for Rick Jones. He notices that he's been missing. He calls the team brigade, and they say they haven't seen him except for he saw that ad in the newspaper. Captain America looks and he immediately knows where he needs to find Immortus. He meets Immortus, and then Immortus basically says, I've done nothing wrong to the boy, but he's being captured right now, basically, and you are the only one to stop him. And plus, the Avengers are the ones that are holding him hostage, in fact. And so Captain America buys it, goes back to the Avengers HQ, and now he is very mad at all of the Avengers, basically blaming the Avengers for Rick Jones' capture. We see Captain America continues to relentlessly fight all the members of the Avengers here, but finally we see that the Avengers finally come to and they say, "Look, we'll go and follow you to Immortus himself. We don't even know who this Immortus guy is." So they all meet Immortus, and he's like, "Enough talk. Where is Rick?" And so then Immortus reveals, "Before I return the boy, you shall each fight a specially selected foe from the past, one whose power exceeds your own." So we see that Giant Man will fight the biblical Goliath. So that's pretty unique here as Giant Man fights Goliath here. And we're going to see that Giant Man is able to transition into Ant-Man and catapult himself just like how David used those slick stones to hit and kill Goliath. And that's exactly what he's going to do with his own body. Iron Man is going to go up against Merlin here, the magician. And Iron Man is going to be able to defeat Merlin here. Then Thor is going to fight the mythological Hercules. And so that's going to be pretty unique here as Thor tackles down another superpowered being here. And Thor also is going to be able to defeat Hercules. So Immortus in every way has failed in trying to defeat the Avengers. And so what he does is he just transports himself and Captain America to the 18th century where Rick Jones is at. And so now Captain America has to get past all of these armed guards to rescue Rick Jones up in that tower. And so we see the Masters of Evil, now that they've been distracted and Captain America has been taken away from the Avengers, are going to then travel to New York City and attack the Avengers while they're inside their headquarters. And so the Executioner attacks Iron Man. We see Baron Zemo is going to attack Thor. And we see the Enchantress attacks Ant-Man here. And so we just have a big battle scene, awesome stuff, drawn by Don Heck. This is just some awesome stuff. I love these early issues of the Avengers here. And we see that basically Thor is helpless here with Baron Zemo. Baron Zemo is about to blast Thor when all of a sudden Captain America's shield shows up out of nowhere. It looks like Captain America was successful in saving Rick Jones, and Immortus agreed that if he could save Rick Jones, he'll teleport him back to the present. And so that's what happens. And now Captain America is going to join the Avengers and fight off these three members of the Masters of Evil. And so the Masters of Evil have to rally each other up, and they're like, we're cornered here. We don't know what to do. The Avengers have a foothold on us. And so what happens is Enchantress uses a spell here, causing the past to go back into a few days. The Avengers lose their memory of this entire battle except for these three guys here. and they are basically rewinding time here into the past here. And so, like, this event never occurred. And so, the only people that know about this defeat is, of course, the Masters of Evil here. And so now they're not going to listen to, listen to Immortus here. And so, that's how we end this issue, folks. And I hope you like this issue. We'll be looking at issue number 11 coming up next. And so, hope to see you then. Keep reading comics.